Hello friends, Cartoon Mark is here. Welcome to the drawing board. Today we're using Tom Richmond's book, The Mad Art of Caricature. Okay, there was Rocco the Cat making an appearance. Today this video is about head shapes and pushing the head shapes. This is not about details of eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. It is only about head shapes. And this gentleman here, we're going to push his head shape. We're going to kind of squeeze in the T shape, the eyes and nose shape, just as a guide to see what it's looking like. But this is mostly about head shape. This guy definitely has a point to the top of his head, I believe. I know it looks rounded, but I'm seeing a point way up there and then a flat right side going down to that ear. And definitely a chubby cheek coming out on this three-quarter view. And I kind of like this this shape I got going. Again, go buy Tom Richmond's book if you're interested in drawing caricatures. You get a lot of good information out of this book. And here I'm just blocking in the nose shape and then the eye shapes, just to give me like a quick little reference to see how it's looking, see if it's coming together. But I just really want to push my head shapes because when I do live events, sometimes I get into this safe mode where I keep things safe, and I don't want to do that. And I don't know why that happens. But it seems like people are very impatient for event caricature artists. I'm an event caricature artist, what we call gig artist. And it seems like people just have no patience, like zero patience. So I get kind of drawn fast and want to move it along, So I'm going to start taking my time now and just doing these types of head shapes. So it's good to take a step back and refocus after a gig. This gentleman here has a very large dome on the top of his head. There's a lot of hair shape and a lot less forehead shape. Here's the cover of Tom Richmond's book. Go get it. The Mad Art of Caricature by Tom Richmond. And this guy here, he has a step-by-step in here on how to do it. Like a sequencing, step-by-step. Again, I'm not looking at what Tom drew. I'm just focusing on the model in the picture. But definitely do focus on what Tom does. But just for this demonstration purposes, this is me just trying to push those head shapes and figure things out and refocus my energy on those head shapes, because that is your most important tool for exaggeration, is the head shape. It's not just plopping a big nose on somebody, So here the top of his head seems to be very flat. And the eyes are small. I believe I depicted those eyes very small there. And this is the T shape. The eyes and the nose form the letter T. And he's got a very long nose that I'm seeing. So I tried to depict that as well. And it definitely like a triangular shape towards the bottom. And he's also got a little round ball on the bottom of that nose too, slightly. And the mouth is pushed way up, almost underneath the nose. It's kind of like a little down shot also. Here it's kind of a down shot. So again, the model you're working with and your angles are all important. Keep that in mind. And the tough thing about caricature is live caricature, which is what I mainly focus on, is your model changes their facial expression 37 times while they're sitting there, and you got to pick an expression and go. I find that to be the most challenging. And I try to get them to smile. You want to get them doing something that's them. And I think this head shape worked out good. Now we're going to move on to this young lady. And I'm definitely seeing a wide jaw. I'm seeing a long face, like a rectangle-shaped face. Again, don't look at Tom's, try to do it your own style, your own way, figure it out. But definitely use Tom as a reference, Tom's teachings here. But I'm trying not to look at that. I'm doing what I see. So this is a very good tool to help you figure out these head shapes. I'd say the mouth stands out the most to me. But for the head shape, a long shape, almost like a rectangle shape, very wide jaws, and a lot of forehead. That's why I pushed those eyes way down. And her nose kind of takes a curve. That's why I did that. Kind of curves towards the bottom left, if you notice. That's what I'm seeing here. Again, live, you just go at it with the marker. There is no sketching. If you're a live event artist or a retail artist, you want to just go with the marker. I've never had the opportunity to work in a theme park. I would love to just get that under my belt. I kind of just dove into it, and there's not really any theme parks close to me. There is one an hour away, but it just wouldn't make sense for me to go to work up there. But those guys do great work up there. Dave Snyder at the Six Flags Great Escape up in Lake George, New York. But I'd love to, in my retirement years, do some park sketches in a theme park in the Orlando, Florida, or Port St. Lucie, Florida area. Definitely interested in following the weather. So that's a good head shape there. I think that worked out good. But yeah, definitely those traveling caricature artists definitely follow the weather. They work for the fairs and the carnivals, and God bless them. I think that's a tough lifestyle. Not for me. It's not for everybody, but if you can make it work, God bless you. Shout out to them, all those guys on the road. They are probably some of the best artists I've ever seen. And I did work for the fair for a few times when they came through town. I was lucky enough to get hired. I guess they liked my work, and I want to thank them for giving me a shot. And I really wanted to put myself in that retail environment to get that experience of retail caricature, which is completely different from gig caricature. I think it's a lot harder, a lot tougher, a lot more, I don't want to say hassling, but you're charging the customer, you're dealing with cash, you're framing up the drawings, you're bagging up the drawings, you're haggling with them on what they want, black and white, color, head and shoulders, full body. It's a lot of hassle, but it is what it is. Whereas gig caricature is usually just quick black and white sketch. This guy's face here, definitely round, obviously, but I'm trying to see if it's more square or more rectangular. I think he's got a rectangle shape. Definitely a small top portion of the head. You can shrink other things to make other things look bigger, by the way. And I should have gave him some cheeks like Tom did. I didn't want to look at Tom's drawing. That's why, I didn't want to cheat. But I should have given him some cheeks up top and then do the roundness of the face. I'll learn that for next time. See, I wasn't looking at Tom's drawing. I was just looking at the model reference photo. But I think I got a decent likeness. I think that nose is probably the biggest, and his eyebrows stand out the most. And the chin is obviously recessed. And I didn't do too many details here. Just head shape. Yeah, but I did block in a few little hair shapes and ear shapes. It's tough drawing larger people, heavy-set people. You want to get it right. If you get it wrong, it looks odd. And you don't want to insult them, but you don't want to lose the likeness either. So it's a definitely balancing act. I try to draw larger, heavy-set people in a cuter style, and I think it works. I think this was a decent likeness. I should have got those cheeks. And again, flipping through this book, really good information in here. Go get Tom's book. Again, I don't know it all about caricature. I can only kind of teach you what I know, and I'm just showing you things that I've learned along the way. Give me a like and a subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And this is our final drawing we're going to draw. Who else but Tom Richmond? I attended his workshop in Orlando, Florida in 2018, or was it 2019? I think it was 2019. And we all just one of the exercises was we all lined up and sat across from each other and kept switching like merry-go-round, and drew each other. And I got to draw Tom Richmond, and I was really honored to do that. I wish I drew him better. I drew him the best I could at the time, and I still have those pictures of those drawings. And then everyone else we got to keep the drawings that other students did of us, and boy, I had some good ones. Kenny Durkin, that stands out to me. Dee Deloy, Lisa Schaefer, she's good. She was in there. lot of good people. So here with Tom, I'm seeing his eyes kind of close together. Definitely, Tom's a muscular guy. He's in shape, unlike myself. So his neckline, I even depict that, like a thicker neckline. It's almost even with his cheekbones, if you look at that. So I wanted to depict that to get some likeness. He's got some high kind of hair. He does have a lot of forehead showing, so I tried to depict that. I even fleshed this one out a little more with detail just because it was Tom. But I did run out of time because I didn't flesh out everything, but I fleshed it out more than the other drawings. So this is, again, just the head shape. I think I got a decent likeness out of this. Hopefully Tom would say the same thing if he ever happens to see this video. He's got a wide nose, a wider nose than usual, and he's got that crooked smile as well. I'm also seeing, like, his chin is got a weird angle to it. It's flat at the bottom, but I don't know if it's because of the way he's smiling. But there's a little curve to that chin. I tried to depict that. It's got some a little wider cheekbones than usual. But yeah, I'm pleased with this likeness. I'm really pleased with this likeness because actually I find Tom Richmond hard to draw. Like, as I was in that caricature workshop, I learned a lot there. And I don't know if he's doing workshops anymore. It might just be online stuff. But hey, go get his book, and he can be there all the time for you. You can always reference his book. I see something new in there all the time I read it. So this is my attempt at a good head-shaped likeness of Tom Richmond. I fleshed it out here a little bit with the eyes and that nose. Just I wanted to see where I was headed. And if I had time, I would have finished this, but time gets the best of us here. And his eyebrows, you always want to pay attention to the space between the top of the eye and the bottom of the eyebrow. He has a small amount of white space between his eyebrow and his eye, so I wanted to pick that. That's going to add to your likeness also. You want to pay attention to where those eyebrows land and how the hair grows. I like this. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Like and subscribe. See ya.